The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was literally just watching the video on YouTube then. We were live.
Oh my God, how did I manage to do that?
I don't know. We're
Right.
live now.
So I do believe, folks, we are live on The Walking Dead UK. I am Karl-James Langford, the director, and this is Tom, the producer. Right.
Tom
So what
Savory.
Tom Savory, the man himself, the guy who's also the writer as well. So I'm just we've just been fiddling around with this, and I'm hopefully going to see that we are 100% live on. I'm just going to see if we're definitely live.
And
Um,
it's the first
oh
time we've done it on this channel, isn't it?
yeah, so basically we're live. The title is a bit crap, but we which I'm not going to be able to change the title now. But we've got the karl-james I have a personal meeting room, and we're live. Well, I'll change that title again. But anyone actually on The Walking Dead UK Wildfire Outbreak, welcome tonight. Lights a bit weird. Right, if I put my light there, maybe you can see my face as well as you can see Tom. I got aliens. I am there. Right. So the reason why we're doing this tonight is for what, Tom? Why are we doing this live tonight? It's about one of my biggest bugbears about the whole thing. Just spit it out.
So yeah, there's obviously we've been filming episodes of The Walking Dead centered in the UK, right? To try and get a thing going with AMC to set up a spin-off. And there's been an episode of Daryl Dixon, or is it a trailer, Carl? I'm not caught up with it yet. And
Um, no. It's the full thing. It's the full thing. Yeah, it's the full thing. Right, the Daryl Dixon season two, episode 3. Now, I have actually done two little vids, examining episode 6, season 2, right? And not everyone, loads of people are going out there contacting me and saying, why do we even need a Walking Dead UK? Because Britain was completely immune to the virus, right? And that's completely crap.
that's bollocks. Because if you
And
look at
what,
the Walking Dead
yeah,
law,
go for it.
when you look at the Walking Dead law, like I said in my video earlier, it doesn't matter if you're bitten or if you just die naturally, unless you've had your head blown off or the brain's been destroyed. No matter what, you still turn into a walker.
Yes,
That's how the wildfire virus works.
yes.
So of course
And
Britain were affected.
everyone and this is one of the things I've been when we look at season 1 of The Walking Dead, right? And we all go to the CDC in Atlanta. We see, I feel that scene with the CDC in Atlanta, them outside, and then with Dr. Jenner, we could have done so much more with that episode. However, this was The Walking Dead coming out and really shocking everybody. The CDC explodes, but before that, practically all the cast gets out, and Dr. Jenner whispers. What does he whisper into Rick's ear, Tom?
Everyone's infected.
And then it's like, oh Christ, what
And
does
he
that
tries to keep it a
exactly?
secret, didn't he, Rick?
Say that
But
again.
then Ricky tries to keep it a secret after what Jenna's told him. But he eventually tells everyone, it's revealed to the audience essentially that it doesn't matter how you die, as long as your brain's intact, you're turning. Everybody's
Exactly.
infected with the wildfire virus.
Exactly. And by the way, anyone watching this is our first live, so please don't forget to subscribe. And Tom, what happens when we get to 200 subscribers on this channel at The Walking Dead UK? What happens?
So when we reach 200 subscribers now, the footage for episode 1.2, so it's a mini-sode in it, but
Yeah.
for a whole episode, that's already been edited together. So as soon as we get 200 subscribers, we'll premiere episode 1.2, and it'll be released as like an event. and then it'll be uploaded to the channel officially. And then obviously we'll be announcing our next goal for episode 1.3 and then 1.4 and so on. We're currently at 155 subscribers, I've last checked. So we're doing well.
And
We're nearly there.
I tell you what, it'd be great if we had one more subscriber just for this conversation that we're actually having now. So back to actually, I'm gonna. This is quite experimental. You know, I've been teaching on Zoom for a long time, and I didn't actually know that we could do this actually live. You know, so it is actually on here as The Walking Dead UK. We are actually listed on here, so that's great. So that's the discussion that we're having now, I do believe. I think we've attempted a couple of live streams tonight, and two of them have failed, but this is
Yeah.
one that's worked, so that's good. So I I feel quite upset when people are saying there's no point in you doing any The Walking Dead UK because it didn't affect Britain, and I'm just thinking it sort of upset me initially because I wasn't understanding where they were coming from. So I downloaded Daryl Dixon's series from Amazon Prime. It cost me 15 quid, but it was 15 quid well spent. I watched the episode number 6 of season 2 more than once, and I actually watched the end bit a lot actually, and I did 2 splices. I'm going to do 3 or 4 splice on The Walking Dead UK. By the way, anyone out there, please subscribe now. Press the subscribe button. And I'm actually thinking that why are people thinking that Great Britain isn't infected? I just don't get it. It's just like, and also the other thing as well is you would think this is the point. This is what I've been thinking, right? You've got Atlanta, the USA. You've got Beyond the Walking Dead. You've got Tales of the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead. Oh my God, you've got the spin-offs, and it's like, why has nobody mentioned that Britain survived up until now, right? Because nobody has actually mentioned that Britain has not survived at all, right? And I'm thinking, right? I'm really thinking that, you know, when we see season 3, you never know, Tom. We might actually be involved in season 3, but
Yeah.
even just a chat, you know, that'd be great. But anyway, it's like there's only 6 episodes in season 3, right? There's not 12, there's 6. Daryl knows what to do with this, right? Not having 12 episodes, right? Not having 18, not having 24 episodes, or was it 26 in Walking Dead season 11 or whatever it was? But the fact of the matter is, you know, there's 6 episodes. So my reckoning is going to be 1 episode. You're talking about Stephen Merchant, aren't you? So
Yeah.
you're talking about 1 episode in Britain, and then he's got to find a vehicle or a plane or on a boat to get to Spain, right? And it's not that easy to get to Spain from Great Britain, right? And it's just a bit weird, right? Daryl's come over from France, right? Um, to Great Britain to then go from Great Britain to Spain. He could have just gone through France. It doesn't make any sense, but that
It doesn't matter, does it?
no.
Maybe they're like secretly sort of testing the waters for a UK spin-off or for
Um,
something. Because Steve Merchant, he's quite popular in the UK. He's got a big name, best mate
yeah.
with Ricky Gervais, isn't he? So
The problem is I'm feeling that I said this in my I've just got to look on the channel a minute and work out what the name of that episode was. Not the episode. I did a what was it now? I did a little video the other day. It it was, oh yeah. Um oh God, what was it called, Tom? About my little episode I did the other, oh yeah, that's right. I did yeah, it was we've got 473 views on that. So it was Daryl Dixon's London Has Fallen in The Walking
that's what.
Dead UK, right? And then I've done a follow-up episode for that, which for some reason I can't find on our channel at this minute, but it's there. And one thing I've mentioned on that is that I can't see the acting of the two Scottish actors, right? Is not the same as the acting of Daryl Dixon and Podron, and the other two actors there, and it's different. It's like it doesn't fit, and it's almost as if they're. It's when you look at it, it's difficult to describe. But if you see season if you see episode 6 of season 2, Daryl Dixon, right, you see these two Scottish people, right, and their acting is different than the other actors, right. Um, and what I'm trying to get at, if you had the Walking Dead UK spin-off, it would be so hugely different than the Walking Dead in the United States.
Well, yeah, it'd be a lot different, wouldn't it?
I don't. The problem is, when we're doing our filming, we're getting comments like, "Oh, that's brilliant! I'm glad you're doing this." And we had one person comment, I can't remember what they commented, but they commented recently. For an amateur production, this was absolutely brilliant, right?
Well,
And
we've
and
got 3 people watching right now, so maybe one of those people who made the comment watching us now. So if you are, leave us a comment.
yeah, I'm gonna actually see if we've got any those comments coming up, because we can do that.
Yeah.
Let's just go to the live. And let's see. So obviously, those people watching now, it would be absolutely brilliant if you could just subscribe and what have you, just to build this up. Any comment? Yeah, we got 3 people watching now, so it'd be great to have some comments there. So one thing that I don't talk about, I was inspired to actually start filming of this, right, and to put the first put the first script together or whatever, because I had a fight with someone, and I bit them.
Bit through your arm, didn't you?
Yeah, but the thing is, when I bit through their arm, it was like, even no matter how hard I bit, right, I didn't actually take any flesh off the person, right. And the reason why I was in a fight was because this guy um, just he had me in a headlock, and it was just right. I panicked and I bit through his arm. Got 4 people watching now. Don't forget to like, and those people press the subscription button. And anyone who wants us to discuss anything specifically in this very short session, and whether we should have more of these sessions like that, that'd be great. Tom, back to this the Walking Dead UK thing, Daryl Dixon. How bad do you think Britain's going to be? And this is,
Well,
you know,
it,
what,
it's going to be the same as everywhere else. Maybe they didn't get hit as hard. I can't see that, to be honest. But like, how many um how many people die every single day of natural causes in the UK? Just the UK.
50,000? Oh, no, no, hang on a minute.
50,000.
Hang on. Well, did I say, where did I get the figure 50,000 from? It's right. Okay, then. If I said 50, so if we think about, if it is 50,000 a day, which I don't think it is, but it's okay. So, um, yeah, I got to look that one up. How many people die in UK each day? Um, um, how because right, how many people die in UK each day, right?
So get us that figure, right? And then we're
So let's
gonna
get yeah, let's get that right. Okay, right, okay, right. So there are six right there are 666,659 deaths every year in the UK, right?
there's quite a lot of people. Do you mean every day or every year?
No, every year. Shit, yeah, sorry. So there's 600. So if we take that figure, right? Um, weirdly enough, less people died in 2021, which was the year of the pandemic, um, than the other year of the two pandemic. But anyway,
But
So
you've got to think
excess.
about us as a British people as well, because we're quite accepting and sort of like we don't when we see a difference in somebody else, we don't really like touch upon it. So if we're seeing someone walking through the street, like you see people on drugs in Cardiff, for example, walking through the street, people don't stop and look and ask and make sure they're all right. Not many, right? If there was walkers walking through, they would either be ignored largely,
Yeah.
or people just wouldn't take notice of them, and then they'd be getting bitten, and people would all think it's a joke in Britain. They'd think it was a laugh. So definitely, just through British mentality, they're going to fall. The country's going to fall out of just sheer Britishness.
So basically, just under 2,000 people die every day in the UK.
And like, that's 2,000 people, yeah?
Yeah. So basically, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if you look at that figure? So say you're talking about wildfire goes global on 25th of August 2010, right? So initially there's going to be a massive spike, right? There's going to be a massive spike in care homes. There's going to be loads of groups of people together. So there's going to be a massive, huge spike. There's going to be football games and all the rest of it, right?
People don't take it
And
seriously.
they're not going to take it seriously. So you got a football game, right? You got a football game, right? One person's infected in the football game, right? And actually turns in the toilets, comes out and bites someone, right? And it's we don't have firearms either, Tom.
No, exactly.
So our
And by
police
the
don't.
time anyone's noticed what's happened, how many people are going to be infected then?
A hell of a
Because they're
lot.
going to have a bite and it's going to be treated like, I don't know, like when you get bitten by a dog. What do? You go to hospital, you get a couple of stitches, blood test.
And
I
and
don't
and then
know what.
and then actually, to be honest with you, this whole idea, when you start to talk about, I haven't thought like this, the whole idea about the wildfire outbreak in the UK, right, is much more serious than the States.
Yeah, we're smaller. There's loads of us in one small contained space. Like it would happen pretty quickly.
Yeah, it
It would
would.
happen really quickly, and like I said, people wouldn't take it seriously. It would all be like over before we even realised what was going on.
Oh, by the way, we've got somebody online. They're called Ashley Shell. I admire your team's passion and love what you're doing. Thanks for the stream. Keep up the hard work. So I understand, Ashley. I really appreciate that
That's
comment.
brilliant.
You know, Ashley, it'd be nice to think if you'd like us to do like another live stream soon. That would be good. And Ashley, it would be absolutely brilliant if you could if you're not already subscribed, ask other people to subscribe. That would be absolutely good. Thank you very much, Ashley, for that.
Thanks,
So anyway,
Ashley.
thank you. So we got merchandise as well, which I've got and Tom's got. So
Yeah,
anyone
I'm wearing
interested,
my hoodie and my hat, and there's more in there. So maybe
exactly.
when we get to like a couple of thousand subscribers or what have you, we can start giving away a bit of free merch. We'll certainly start selling it.
Free merch, exactly.
Mm.
So let's just talk about this issue. And by the way, I want us to be finished at 11, Tom. So we've got 16 minutes to do this, Ashley and everybody else. So I want to I want to look at this thing that's how bad would it be in the UK? Right, just discuss that a minute, Tom.
I think it'd be over before we knew it. Like you said, we haven't got many firearms. If you look at today, I don't know how the state of the military was back in 2010, but today, yeah, we'd be absolutely screwed. Our police officers, right? If anyone's watching from America, our police officers don't even carry guns. Do you know what I
Um,
mean?
exactly. Oh,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Carry on.
yeah, people are just well, it'd be spreading basically. People wouldn't be taking it seriously. As far as they're concerned, it's just another junkie in the street going around biting people, and then it's a craze like the killer clown thing. Remember that on YouTube a few years ago? People doing videos of themselves dressed up as a clown, scaring people. I reckon videos like that would be going around, and I just don't think it'd be taken seriously enough. The government would be covering it up, trying to keep it quiet. Local authorities would be trying to keep it quiet. Because our government seems quite passionate about keeping us out of the loop of things that are quite serious. Because they know people don't trust our government. They know that people would panic. And obviously, because we're quite a small country as well, we've got places like London, Birmingham, like really cram packed with just random people everywhere. Like a lot of people get bitten, and they if they got away, they'd be like, "Oh, it's just a scratch." Do you know what I mean? Before you know it, they're biting other people. Like we got quite a bad homeless problem in these city centres. Like I
And we're
think
not
people
going to
in the
know.
countryside would be all right, right? I reckon the countryside wouldn't be too bad
No.
because you live in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, don't you?
Yeah, and I hardly see anybody. But so basically, we're talking about walkers going having some kind of residual memory, possibly. So if we don't see many people wandering up and down the hill, they're not going to be up here. And basically, we blocked it. The thing is, if we block the road at the bottom of the hill, right? These things would have to come over hedges and through barbed wire and stuff. So we'd be fairly okay.
The cities would be gone instantly.
Tom, I don't understand this fucking concept that Britain would be okay. Sorry to swear.
Yeah, well, I just think it's been put out there by maybe someone working on the Daryl Dixon show and by like just normal like sort of fans that are casual viewers, if you know what I'm saying. They've
Yeah.
heard it from somewhere and it's being spread round and oh, it didn't happen in the UK, blah 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 blah, a bit of a conspiracy theory or a
I've
rumor.
heard that. I've heard that on official things. It was not here.
I guarantee you it was, and I think like in the law that exists in a Walking Dead universe, they can't say that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
They can't say it didn't happen because it was global. And the
Yeah.
way the virus works, it just wouldn't make sense for the UK to not, you know, fall or have the outbreak there. It definitely happened. So what I mean? 100% happened. Maybe it weren't as bad, but what I said in my video earlier, you're not going to be having the flag flying in Buckingham Palace. You're not going to be having all the cities. In fact, I think in the trailer, I think it was in the trailer anyway, there was Buckingham Palace and the flag was flying, but it was a different flag.
Right.
I don't know if that. I watched 28 weeks, 28 years later trailer earlier, so I might be a bit confused by that.
I think you are. But one thing I am going to say, right, is I always look at this, right. My that in the UK, right, there are only around just over 500,000 people in the UK have got firearms licenses, right? And between, I'm just getting general figures here. Those 500,000 people in the UK out of 70 million, right? Yeah, 70 million people in the UK, only 500,000 have got certificates for firearms, right? And they hold approximately two and maybe 2.5 million firearms, right? So in the United States, it's usually two firearms for every person in the United States. The population in the United States got approximately 360 million people, right? So and that's not even effective in the States.
Well, what you
So
got to remember in the States as well is that they can have any gun. We're not even allowed pistols in the UK.
no,
Legally, we can't have a pistol. I think we're allowed shotguns and rifles. That's it. We're not allowed assault rifles. We're not allowed submachine guns, pistols,
no,
anything. I think we're allowed certain caliber pistols, like really small ones. But as far as I'm aware, we're not allowed them because someone, I think it was in Scotland in 1996, attempted like a school shooting. He was a paedophile, and he got out of jail and then he went and shot up the school where he preyed on a victim.
yeah.
So ever since then, they've banned pistols. So like we'd be quite limited to the firearms we've got. I mean, most shotguns you're gonna see are like double barrel, aren't they? Farmers, or not double, you know what I mean? Single shots,
Yeah.
bolt action rifle. We haven't got a lot of variety of weapons we'd have.
And the other thing as well is there's limited ammunition. So that this is another point. I used to have a firearms certificate actually when I was 16, right? Because I used to be a member of a reenactment group. We used to fire real firearms, right? I used to have two certificates. I used to have a firearms certificate and a black powder certificate, right? And you were limited with the amount of black powder you could have. It's the same as bullets, right? So even if you had a shotgun, right, you couldn't have thousands of bloody bullets, right? You can only have like a box, right? And the other thing as well is most of the firearms are actually going to be held by people in the countryside who are going to be relatively as affected as people in towns and cities. So I've seen one firearms being carried by somebody in Barry who come off the train one day. He said, "Oh, I've just come out of prison. I've just gone to my mate's house. I've picked up a firearms, right?" And he had some kind of Glock, a pistol, whatever he had, and in its, he showed me this thing on the train. I thought, "Fuck now." But that's the first time I've ever. That's the only time I've ever seen anyone who's a member of the public have a firearms, right? In America, right? Oh, I tell you what, if you go to Jerusalem, right? Everyone who's sensible in Jerusalem because of the Islamic threat carries a Kalashnikov rifle or an AK-47 or something, right? So you know, yeah, this is yeah, yeah. We're talking about this, and none of it makes sense.
I think they're just hiding something from the audience. Whoever's like as Norman Reedus is producing it and stuff. I think AMC just maybe they've got something planned. Maybe they've beat us to it, which would be annoying. But it's still that's what we're trying to do anyway, isn't it? Is get a spin off for the UK centre.
Well, but
So
basically, you've read the letter that you've read the AMC letter that we've sent, yeah?
yeah,
Did you
we've
did you
sent
get that? Yeah.
yeah we sent that off with the CD of part one of our episode.
Yeah, that's right. Part one of the wildfire outbreak episode. Look, I don't. When you said they're going to beat us to it, it's not. AMC have not said that they've got any plans for anything like this yet. Um,
No.
but it's we've got the problem is we got 28 days later in Britain, right? We got 28 weeks, and now we got 28 years, right? Um, and the problem is that it's yeah, I've seen the trailers for 28 weeks later, right? And it's it not 28 weeks later, 28 years later. It doesn't make sense because in 28 weeks later, there's hardly anyone left alive in Britain, right? Other than a small group of people who go to London and they're all bitten, and it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, Killian Murphy. So, but the point is with all of that, is that it's completely different from The Walking Dead. It's a different, and the other thing as well is it's 28 years later, right? The Walking Dead universe is what, 10 years in now or 15 years in from the outbreak. It's not too
I
far
think
in.
it's about 10, 10 or 11 years in the
That's right.
TV series anyway. The
Yeah,
comic
that's right.
series finished, but yeah, the TV series about 10 years in, and again, you had a theory before as well. I remember you saying about bodies having a certain shelf life.
Yes, they do.
So how are the zombies still walking 10 years in? Would that be possible? For a deceased body to be able to not fall apart, basically.
But if there is two things to this question. In 28 weeks later, right? They actually showed that there was a shelf life for those people who are infected with the rage virus, right? There was a shelf life, and at the end of that, you see people, these oh God, what do you call them? The rage virus victims. I was going to call them zombies and walkers. They're not. They're
Yeah,
rage virus victims. They're just like and they're just creeping along, and they're basically dead, right? So that's
well,
the
apparently
rage
they're actually
virus.
alive.
Say that again.
Apparently, in the 28 days or years, whatever, the actual they're not zombies, but that's just call them zombies. They're actually not deceased. They're actually alive. They're
They
just
are alive.
infected people.
Yeah, yeah, they are alive. That's what I said. They're alive. They're alive, right? But the thing is, I think I think when we think about Kirkman and the direction, and we think, well, um, is there something that they're not telling us about the virus? Because is it that you know, um, what I'm getting at, right? If you eat flesh and you're a walker, it keeps you alive, right? It keeps you alive when you're dead. Tom knows what I'm talking about. Nobody else does.
Yeah.
I've just given something away there, but if you know, not many people are going to be watching this. But the point is, if you're able to have some sustenance, you're able to keep yourself going. And if you watch I Am Legend with Will Smith, yeah, you watched I Am Legend, yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
Um,
No.
yeah, I Am Legend with Will Smith. It's a virus that they are trying to find a way of bringing people out of the virus. Right? It's a bit a mix between Rage, Walker, Wildfire, Zombies, all that. But um, there 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 is some. All of these things are linked, right? Um, and the other question is, going out of the universe to talking about zombies, right? Can you make a zombie go back to being a proper human again? I don't know if you ever saw a series a few years back called Flesh, right?
Oh, I haven't seen it. It rings a bell though. But go
Yeah,
on.
it was like a really weird thing, right? There was like it was the same thing that people can't die, right? Um, and when you died, you became a zombie, right? But in fact, you're still alive, right? So you have an endless life. Uh, and basically, they were able to cure some people, and they were able to come back from. They would die properly, right? Weird shit. But anyway, all this is sort of linked, and there's a lot of things to think about, and everyone questioning what we're doing. I don't think they understand what they're talking about.
What in regards to us doing it in the UK?
Yeah, and somebody else has written, put something in here. They said, hang on a minute. Hang on. They've written, I need to get this because there's really something really interesting that they've actually
Go
written.
on.
It says, how much have you written in terms of story for Wildfire? Well, Dumas 38, and I really appreciate your comment. And Dumas 38, if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe. The answer is that if I got to explain this. IMBD, the listing for our production. If you go on IMBD, you type in Wildfire Outbreak UK. The series that we're doing is actually called Wildfire. So the one that we're getting to completion with the last filming in December is actually called The Announcement. Right, that's the first full episode. That's what IMBD need us to have that issued, but before the end of January. Right, so that's IMBD. Right, but the next episode is actually called The Announcement. Right, so in terms of how much we've written, right, um, we're Tom is actually working on the Walker, um, but obviously, I think you may have been working on the other episode as well after that. But we've got this whole episode wrapped for Wildfire Outbreak UK episode 1, the announcement. But we've still got a lot of writing to do for the other stuff. And if Juma's offering their services, then obviously more the better, Tom.
Oh yeah, we need cast and crew. Do you know what I mean? That's what if anyone
Yeah,
wants to get involved, get in touch. That's one thing we're sort of lacking on at the minute is like crew, isn't it? And obviously we need cast as well. Cast is as important, but I think crew's really important. But
Yeah.
in regards to the writing, I'm like jotting things down every single day. I've got like 2 episodes sort of drafted, very early stage draft. And obviously we've got the one that we're working on now, which is split into four. Is it 4 pieces or 6? It's four, isn't it?
It's 4 pieces. Yeah, let's not do
Yeah,
six.
and
Yeah,
that's
four
going to be
pieces.
like
Yeah.
a proper sort of 30-minute episode, isn't it? Like you'd see on TV.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that one's in the bag. So we got about 2 to 2.5 episodes worth at the minute, but we're going to keep it going. Even
Yeah,
if obviously, even if we've got to drop the Walking Dead UK title,
which
we're
I
still
think
going to be
we
doing the same thing. Is in the same universe, the same rules, isn't it?
it's the same rules. Yeah, it's the reason why we're using the Walking Dead UK is that is actually what people recognise. So that's exactly what we're doing. You know.
And obviously, we both love the show. I'm a big fan of the comics. I'm revisiting this book, which is set in the comic book universe. It's about the
Yeah,
governor from the. He was introduced in the series, like series 3 and 4, wasn't he? But it's
yeah.
sort of his side of the story from the comic books, and how he rose to power, basically how he became the man he was. And I always like to go back to that book because it's 72, yeah, 72 hours after the outbreak went global, and they're still wondering what the hell's going on. And I'm sort of revisiting now because when I'm writing and coming up with ideas for what we're doing it. We've sort of overdone them. We're sort of going before that. We're going before it went global, and then it's leading up to the point where it's gone global, and in it. So
That's what Fear of the Walking Dead should have done, and they didn't.
yeah, exactly. So we're trying to do what they didn't do, and it's just inspirational as well. It's a really good read. I
Yeah,
recommend if you can, like, just read it. You don't have to sort of know the comic books either. You could pick it up thinking, oh, this is from the TV series, you know? It don't make a difference. You read it's a standalone, but that's a really good one, that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, oh, Tom, it's gone past 11, so I'm thinking that that's a really good discussion. So, you know, we've had a little bit of engagement there. It's still a new channel. Anyone watching this after this, but don't forget to subscribe. We keep putting content out there, and hopefully, I put an email address up there if anyone wants to contact us, then they're very, very welcome. And yeah, remember that those comments today from Ashley saying, I admire your team's passion and love for what you do. Thanks for the stream. Keep up the hard work. And obviously, Juma, how much have you written in terms of the story for Wildfire? That's great. I'll put the email address there if anyone wants to contact us. And we'll hopefully do another one of these soon sometime. And you've got to be a member of the channel. You've got to subscribe to the channel to actually know when we're doing the next one. So,
Yeah, so we really appreciate the comments as well, guys. Thanks for that. We're
yeah.
trying to get up to 200 subscribers now, so obviously, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, share around, get the likes in, put the comments in. As soon as we get to 200 subscribers, we're releasing the next part of our episode. Okay?
Look forward to it. And Tom, I'd love to see. I haven't seen it either. So, yes, I may have directed that. Yeah, yeah, that was yeah, that was a good direction for me, Tom. I got to be honest with you. The pot noodles were good as well.
Yeah. Lots of action. So,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Loads more smoke, Tom, as well.
oh yeah.
Got to be done. Loads more smoke. We got 3 people watching now, so I'm just gonna remind everybody. We're just gonna. Oh, somebody is actually. Oh, we've got another comment, Tom. Before we go, so we've got a comment which is from Pamphlet the Bean Wolf. Big fan. Are there any prospects for a future crossover between Wildfire and the current AMC shows? Thanks, guys. So that's what we're planning. Pamphlet
That's what we're trying
the
to do.
Bean Wolf. Yeah. So this is what I yeah. Obviously, we're comments from friends here. I'd like to say to Pamphlet and everybody else, don't forget to like and subscribe, share our channel. as Tom said, when we get to 200, we're just going to, bang the other part of Wildfire Outbreak out there. And anyone out there who wants to become part of the crew, production, anyone out there who wants to be an extra, we've got our big actor in it called Azealia. She's our number one. But anyone else who wants to be an extra at this minute, we need extras. Anyone wants to be a walker, they certainly can. I think anything else you want to say, Tom, before we finish tonight?
Yeah, there was something then, but it's literally just dropped out my mind.
Azealia, actors, extras. Um, yeah.
It was about the
Tom,
film.
I actually look quite clear on this. I look really good.
Oh, just remembered. Yeah, well, what it is. So as soon as we hear anything back from like AMC as well, we'll obviously update everyone on the channel because it is a possibility.
Anything's a possibility, and seeing it that I put a lot of money into this, discs, copies, little envelope thingamajigs, stickers. Yeah, you can have one,
Right.
Tom.
What if we do manage to have that meeting with Johnny Depp? What if we can get him involved somehow, even if it's just a cameo?
You're not supposed to be talking about my link with Johnny Depp.
Well, keeps people excited, doesn't it?
Uh,
So
and the person who watches my other channel, Neil Oliver, but I don't think I don't. He's not really an actor, is he? So we won't mention that. Why are we name dropping David Tennant? We shouldn't be doing this.
nah, don't worry about David Tennant.
What about Keith Chegwin? Oh, he's not alive anymore. But that's not the point.
Matt Smith.
Hey, easy, 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 easy. Right, okay.
We'll
On
get a
that
sneak
note,
peek.
we're going to finish this now. So I'm going to say, anyone who's going to be commenting after we finish now, please tell us that you want to see another live, and only Tom, only people who are subscribed to this channel will know in advance about the next live. So there you go.
There we go. Cheers, guys. Thanks for all the comments, and I'll see you later, Carl.
Cheers, guys. Take care. No, no. Let's end the live. Over on 3, 2, 1. Gone.